For the Justinian Code and Bill of Rights scenarios, I'm just going to show you how to kind of set this up in your notebook, on your paper. At the top, you want to have a title. Just give it Justinian Code and Bill of Rights scenarios. And then we have 7 different scenarios that you're going to work through. Okay? And so what you need to do is for number 1, first scenario, okay, you're going to give me 3 things. You're going to tell me whether you agree or disagree or how you're going to decide. Think of it as if you're a judge in a court and this court case has been brought to you and you have to kind of make a determination on it. And then the other 2 things, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through the Justinian Code and find the law that seems to apply to back up your decision. And then you're going to quote that particular law or that part of that law that applies. Then you're going to go through the Bill of Rights and do the same thing. Find the law that seems to apply to your decision as well as the scenario and quote that part of the law to support or back up the decision that you've made. So in this first case, we've got Sneaky Sam has a record of arson, which means lighting things on fire, and was seen running away from a burning building. The court says he's innocent unless you can find more proof that he actually lit the match. Okay, so now I'm going to determine, I think that, and I'm going to write down so we know what scenario it is. Sneaky Sam and the burning building. And so I know what the scenario is. And I agree that he's innocent. Okay, so I'm documenting that and why. I'm going to also document why. I agree that he is innocent. There isn't enough evidence to charge him. He was simply seen running from a burning building. That doesn't mean he lit the match. It doesn't mean that he was actually the one who did it. You don't have proof of that, and so you can't really convict him for that. So now I'm going to look through the Justinian Code. Okay, here it is, and I'm going to general rules of law. I go through these. I go through criminal law, rules of evidence, and as I go through this, I look for the piece that I'm looking for. And I think I find something here under criminal law. The Emperor Trajan ruled that no one was able to be convicted merely because he was suspected of committing a crime. Okay? And so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to say Justinian Code. And I'm going to say it's under the section of criminal law. And then I'm going to quote, because I'm finding this evidence, just the part that I want. The Emperor Trajan ruled that, and I'm going to quote, probably ruled that no one was to be convicted merely because he was suspected of committing a crime. Okay, I'm just going to quote that whole entire first sentence. Okay, and I would do that here. So I'm going to not write the whole thing out simply to save time on this video. You should write the whole thing out. Then I would go through the Bill of Rights, and I would find what I believe is the correct law or whatever. I think in this case, Amendment 5. So I would say Bill of Rights, Amendment 5. And then I would say, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury. And what a grand jury does is they look at the evidence and decide whether or not there's enough evidence to try somebody in court for a crime, for possibly committing a crime. And so I'm going to go with that one. And so I would quote that. No person shall... And once again, I won't write the whole thing out. You would write the whole entire section that you want to quote out. Then I'd move on to my second scenario, and I'd do the same thing for each one of the scenarios.